Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back to my channel. What was that? What was that? What was that? Alright, clearly we're off to a great start here. Today I'm showing you guys a full face tutorial. I'm going to show you guys obviously how I do my foundation and everything like that. And then I'm going to show you guys how I achieved this halo eye cut crease kind of vibe. I wanted to make sure that with today's tutorial, with today's eye look, I stuck with one palette. A lot of times I kind of switch around and use different palettes or different shades, which is totally fine, but I wanted to do something so that if you guys have this palette, then you can just do this whole eye look with one palette instead of kind of trying to find other shades from other shadows or palettes or whatever it may be that you have to kind of fit this look. Of course, you can always follow any of my other makeup tutorials and just use similar shades. You don't have to use the same exact products that I do, but I just wanted to stick to one palette today, make my filming process easier, have it right in front of me, and use all the shades that I can from this palette. Which, by the way, is the 35G palette from Morphe. I love this. I actually taped the sheet to the top of the lid here. What's this called? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, just a little pro tip if you ever, because like these sheets always slide out of the palettes, it helps to tape them so that you know what shades are which. If that doesn't matter to you, if you don't care, then feel free to ditch it, but little pro tip, just tape this in if you want. Anyways, I'm rambling. I love this palette. As you can see, it is just the ultimate summer palette. It has your bronze shades, your rosy shades, your golds, your browns, and everything in between. I love this palette. It comes with a nice range of matte and shimmery shades too, which who doesn't love that? I feel like my intro is pretty long. I never really do that long of intros, but I think I said everything I needed to say. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I got this look, then just keep watching. We're starting off today's look with this Emani Miracle 7-in-1 Primer Serum. I really enjoy this stuff because it adds a lot of moisture to the skin, but it doesn't feel super heavy. It creates a nice smooth surface for your foundation to go on. For foundation today, I'm going to be using my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. I enjoy this, although it is very matte, so if you don't like matte foundations, you won't like this. Also, it does dry down kind of quickly. So you can see how I just put it on my face. I found that when I was blending it out, it had a lot more coverage where I put it on than it did on the other areas. So it kind of dried down in that area, so I did go back in with more product and just kind of build over those areas that needed more coverage, and it blended really nicely. But just beware, this is a fully matte foundation and it does dry quickly, although it is nice because it almost feels like it's kind of self-setting. I didn't really have to go in with any face powder as far as like putting a translucent powder all over my face or anything like that, because this did set nicely. For concealer, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer and my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow concealer just to get the right tone today. I am going to put the Born This Way concealer in the inner corner where I have more darkness, and then just balance that out with the L'Oreal concealer. I'm also slightly bringing this down my face, honestly for no reason, but I felt like being a little extra today, so I'm just going to blend that in and then slightly bring it down towards the center of my face to make sure that it blends nicely with my foundation. And then I just like to go back in with my StansOut beauty sponge just to kind of smooth over that area, because I feel like I had a little bit of extra product that the brush wasn't really picking up or absorbing because it isn't a sponge. So just by going over it with my beauty sponge, it kind of just really helps to smooth everything out and make sure that there's not extra product sitting on the surface of my skin, which would cause extra creasing, and nobody wants that. I wanted to switch up my translucent powder today because I feel like I always use my RCMA No Color powder. So today I'm using the Airspun translucent powder, and I have to be completely honest with you guys, I don't like this at all. I am not a fan. I don't like the scent of it. I know that sounds so silly, but it really just does not smell good to me. I don't like the way it feels on my skin, and I feel like it really doesn't do that much for me, but I did buy it, so I'm going to use it. Honestly, I'm not going to be too picky, even though I clearly just complained about this product. I do like to go in with my JH08 brush and kind of smooth out my under eye before I set it, once again just to get rid of any creases, because that's not cute. We don't need that, and I found that this really helps to also help my makeup stay on longer. I'm going to be picking up my JH02 brush, and I'm going to be using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer today. I love this stuff. I have not used it in so long. It is so beautiful. As you can see, I kind of just went in and made sure that my foundation was set because I didn't use any powder on it. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't sticky, because a lot of times your foundation foundation and bronzer can stick together if you don't set them, and then it can look patchy. Also, yes, I'm clearly complaining about my hair. It's been a hot mess today. Honestly, that just feels like an accurate representation of my whole life. But moving on, we're just putting this on the perimeters of our faces, or I'm just putting this on the perimeter of my face, and I'm also going to bring this down my neck just to make sure that everything blends nicely together. Picking up my Too Faced Sun Bunny bronzer, I just wanted to be a little extra today, and this is so beautiful. It adds a really nice glow. It's not super pigmented, so it won't contrast with the bronzer I just put on. It just is kind of like a nice sheen to put over your face makeup. I'm also going to bring that a little bit onto my nose and the center of my forehead and my chin, once again just to be a little bit extra, but when I do personally get tan, those are areas that get a little bit more tan than the rest of my face. Picking up my Morphe blush in the shade Fierce, I'm going to put that right over the apples and kind of cheekbone area. I like to put my blush in a little bit more of an angled shape because I feel like it kind of lifts my face a little bit more. So for highlighter today, I will be using my Mary Lou highlighter by theBalm, and I'm going to spray my face with some MAC Fix Plus beforehand. This is not only going to help to kind of just add some more moisture to my face because I was using a matte foundation and some powder products, but this is also going to help to make the highlighter look extra foiled and bright and pigmented, and I was feeling the glow today. Clearly, I was being a little bit extra with all of the products I was using today. Now I'm just taking a powder brush and just running this all over my face just to make sure that I didn't create any harsh lines, and then I'm going to fill in my brows. I have a tutorial on this, so I will link that down below if you guys are interested. But now dipping into my Morphe 35G palette, I'm taking the shade Burnt with this Sephora flat shader brush, and I am pushing this into my crease. I do want to build a halo cut crease today, so I really want to focus on pushing the darkest shade farthest into the crease. You can see I'm really just taking this brush and slightly wiggling it back and forth in that area, and I am using a flat shadow brush because I feel like it's easy for me to get in my crease area there. Of course, you can always use any brush that you feel most comfortable using, but I just find that this does the job for me and it just gets it done quickly, and I'm just making sure that I evenly pack that shadow from the inner corner to the outer corner, making sure that everything is the same shade all the way out throughout, because sometimes I find that when doing cut creases like this, I sometimes blend the crease shade a little too much and it's not always even. So I just like to take my time and make sure that everything is the same shade throughout that inner corner to the outer corner of that crease area. Also, I love doing cut crease looks because you don't have to worry about how much shadow you get on the lid because you're going to go in and conceal it out anyways, so you really just have to focus on that crease area. Using the same palette, obviously, I'm going to be picking up the shade Toasted, and I'm just going to use that to very slightly blend this shade out. I'm making sure not to take this too far up into that transition crease area. I'm literally just using this to blend out the very edge of that shadow. Once again, I'm using a smaller blending brush. I believe, I want to say this is the Morphe E17 brush, but I'm not sure. I'll leave it in the description below or on the screen somewhere. But now I'm picking up the shade Record Temps, one of my all-time favorite shades from this palette, with my Morphe, should I just say with my Morphe E13 brush. I am making sure that I use this to blend out that shade that we just put down. This is going to be like the main transition shade in today's look, so I'm just making sure I take my time to blend everything out, making sure that I create a nice wung out shape on that outer corner. Alright, and now I'm taking my Cut Crease Dream Team, which is this Morphe M224 brush with my Morphe white concealer. You guys know the drill. I'm just going to go in and cut my crease. I've done this probably 1,000,001 times on my channel. Honestly, we love a good cut crease over here. I like to just take my time with this. I find that I get the best application when I go in and just kind of tap it right up to that crease line. Honestly, I give all the props to people who can just swipe it across their lid and have a perfect cut crease. That just ain't me. That is just not how we do it over here. I recommend just honestly taking your time and trying out different techniques because everyone has different eye shapes, so different things work for different people. So just take your time and figure out what works best for you, and I am just going to make sure that I pack this evenly all over the lid. Okay, so I'm going to be doing my halo cut crease a little bit differently today. I'm going to work from the inside out because I find that if I start with darker shades, I make the look a little bit too dark. So I'm taking the shade Glare and I'm just focusing this on the very center of my lid, slightly blending it out towards those outer corners, but I'm really keeping this directly in the middle of my lid, right where my iris is, and not really trying to extend it too far past that. And then I'm going to dip into the shade Paradise. This is so pretty. I love it so much. I'm going to focus this shade right next to that glare flare shade. So I'm not taking this all the way to that inner corner, but I want to create a nice transition because I'm slowly going to bring back those colors that we used in the crease. So I feel like this shimmery shade just kind of really mimics those tones that we used in the crease, but it adds a little bit of shimmer, which I'm all about. I love shimmers, especially when doing halo looks like this. I feel like it just brightens up the lid that much more. So I'm just working to blend these colors together really nicely and make sure that everything looks nice and even. Now I'm dipping back into the shade Record Temps, and I am going to focus that on my inner and outer corner. I'm just taking that on that flat shader brush that I used in the very beginning, and you can see I'm just very lightly tapping and slightly blending that shade in towards the Paradise shade that we just put down. So now we're just bringing back some of the shades that we used in the crease, and we're putting them onto the very outer corners so that the outer corners are darker and the very center of the lid is brightest. Now I'm taking the shade Toasted, and I'm going to use that on the very outer and very inner corner of my eye just to darken up the look a little bit more. And honestly, I just felt like using an extra shade in this palette because I have 35 at my disposal, so I just thought I'd throw this in there just to spice it up a little bit and add a little bit more definition in that area. Then I'm taking that same shade and I'm going to use it to connect the upper outer corner of my eye with the lower outer corner of my eye, or my waterline. You guys know what I mean. I want to create a really nice wung out, blown, smoky eye kind of vibe. I really love when the upper outer corner connects with that lower outer corner because I feel like it really brings everything together. So I'm going to focus on slightly building this shade up onto that lower lash line area. I'm not worried if this creates a little bit of a harsh line because I'm going to go in and blend it out anyways, but I just want to make sure that I get a nice even amount of pigment along that area. And then I'm going back in with that brush with a little bit of that Record Temp shade that we used, and I'm just using this to blend that out and create a nice shape in that outer corner. Now I'm taking the shade Deep End, and this part is totally optional, but I'm going to go in with an angled liner brush, and I am going to just create a nice line and kind of slightly smoke it out on my upper waterline. I didn't want to go in with wing liner or anything like that today. I wanted to do something that was a little bit more smoky. Saying as we're using these lighter brown tones, I just felt like wing liner was a little bit harsh, even though I love a good wing liner, let me tell you. I really love the way that a black shadow looks smoked out along the upper lash line because it still provides a good amount of definition, and it also just creates a little bit of smokiness and sultriness. So this is also going to help to conceal the lash band when we do that later. Like I said, this is optional. You can do this. You can use brown eyeshadow. You can use black eyeliner, whatever your heart desires. I'm just doing this to be a little extra because clearly that is the vibe of today's makeup look. I'm going to be picking up my Milk Makeup Kush Mascara, and I really want to love this, you guys, but I just don't know how I feel about it just yet. I'm kind of on the fence. Sometimes I like mascaras once they're a little bit used, like not brand new from the tube, because sometimes I feel like you just get a little too much product. So I will keep you guys updated, but I'm just doing this to put a quick coat of mascara onto my lashes so that they're a little bit darker and they blend nicer with these false lashes that I'm using. These are by Tracey Cosmetics, and they are in the style Sassy. They're one of my all-time favorite pairs. This and the style Fierce are honestly just like a staple in my makeup collection. I am going to pop these onto my lashes. I try to do the best at showing you guys how to put these on, but honestly I really have to get close to a mirror when doing this, so the struggle is real. If you guys are interested in trying anything from Tracey Cosmetics, you already know you can use the code BROOK20 at checkout to save 20%. That also helps me, and it shows them that you guys watch my videos and you support me and that I sent you there, so I really appreciate if you guys ever use that. But I'm just going to be picking up my Morphe eyeliner. I almost said lip liner. My Morphe eyeliner in the shade Coconut. This is just a white liner. I think white liner looks so beautiful with looks like this. You can use white liner, black liner, brown liner. Obviously, you can do whatever you want with this kind of makeup look. There are no rules. However, I find that when I don't have a colored eyeliner, I'll put down a white eyeliner onto my waterline, and then I will pick up a shadow and tap that over top of it, because the white eyeliner really creates a nice base for that shadow to go on true to tone, and it also helps
helps to hold the shadow on there longer so it sticks on a little bit better. And I'm just using that shade Record Temps. Once again, love that shade, can't get enough of it. And then I'm just going to run a blending brush through that waterline or lower lash line one more time. And of course, I have to go in and put some highlight onto my brow bone in my inner corner, and I'm just going to be using that Glare shade. Now I'm just picking up my Bad Gal Bang Mascara by Benefit, and I'm just using this to put onto my lower lashes. Also, I always tend to get mascara onto my skin while applying it. It's honestly a pain, but I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to fix it. I'm just taking a spoolie, this is just on the back of one of my brow pencils, and I'm using that to kind of flick off any of that mascara. The key is to let it dry so that you can flake it off. And then I'm just going in with a little bit of translucent powder and tapping it over where I had that mascara. Now I'm just picking up my Morphe lip liner in the shade Backseat Love, and I'm going to line and fill my lips in with this. And then I'm just going in and putting that gloss over top of it, and you can see how much pigment and shine these glosses have. It's actually kind of ridiculous, and they're super comfortable, and I just love the way this shade goes with this eye look. These tones are doing it for me. Clearly, I'm about it.
Alright, ladies and gents, so that completes today's tutorial. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I honestly cannot get over how full coverage and how matte that foundation is. I've not used a matte foundation in so long, and I used to love them so much, and I still do, but I definitely have been leaning more towards dewy products, so it was fun for me to switch it up today and kind of just do something a little bit different as far as my foundation and stuff goes. I can't lie though, I am kind of feeling this matte finish. I feel like it takes me back to my old days. If you guys are an OG, you know I used to use matte everything all the time. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and this halo cut crease kind of look. We all know I'm a hoe for a cut crease, okay? Let's be honest. Half of my videos, or over half of them, are cut creases, half cut creases. I'm just here for it. I feel like it looks so beautiful on the eyes. It just creates a lot of lid space, and I feel like it brightens everything up. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. Give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my videos, and make sure you turn that bell button on too so you get notified when I upload, because I want you guys to see all of my uploads and all the videos that I film. As always, feel free to leave some comments down below letting me know what kinds of looks you want to see from me next, or what kind of videos you want to see from me in general. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.